Yeah, so we're standing here on Courtenay Place. You know, it's a really busy stretch of road that's full of deliveries and buses and trucks and people kind of transiting through this space. And this artwork I've been working towards is the Courtenay Place light boxes. It's an investigation of place, literally below our feet. And it's trying to understand what grew on this site in pre-colonial times, so 200-300 years ago. When this area was colonised, all the trees, plants and bushes were removed to make way for housing and farmland, all before it could be properly recorded. I really wanted to see if there were descriptions and representations of actual plants. And the answer to that question is there weren't any, really, Yeah, because when I did find kind of paintings and drawings, they were often done by people in England who hadn't even stepped foot in Aotearoa. They were imagining maybe not what was there, but what they hoped to be there. I started off looking at lots of maps, which I suppose is a very empirical way of understanding space. I'm also working with Rebecca Rice in the Te Papa collections and other types of researchers.
The Courtenay Place area around where your work's going is kind of between the two streams that flowed along Taranaki Street and came across. That would have been like a gradient of vegetation up from the beach and like a wedge, getting taller and taller. He would have had scrubby stuff at the front, like Manuka or Kanuka, but further back there was some wetlandy areas, more permanently wet. And throughout Wellington, this is kind of the one that really lasts, the pukatia in those spaces. Most people will know Kawakawa. This is Miro. So all of those ones would have been in the area. Nico's beautiful lush plant, one of my favourites. Kind of translates to no nuts, like cocoa nut, yeah. But they arrived, oh look, coconuts. And it's like, well, no nuts.
Essentially, the project's been a quest to kind of gather together from multiple sources and understanding using scientists, historians, art history, and geology and sediment research, and taking into consideration Mātauranga Māori to try and create as rich a picture as I can. It's kind of a massive project about imagining. It would have been a really varied kind of ecosystem, like with your matai and your miro and lots of ferns and tutu, vines that climb and tangle and that kind of stuff. The bird sound, it would have been overwhelming. There's even kind of descriptions of early settlers complaining about the birds, like they couldn't sleep, you know, it's really funny, the things that people complain about. But I see that, like, isn't that amazing? I've kind of been using lighting gels in my artwork in different ways, you know, since art school. And in terms of this project, I'm kind of wanting to draw attention to like the idea of the past, where things were almost like hand coloured, or the colour was very accentuated. But also thinking about the idea of like a future, that these plants could grow again on the site. Through the research process and through the making of artworks, I get to learn, and it's definitely making me feel more respectful of where we're lucky enough to live and call home. It's almost like it's providing a glimpse of what may have been here, or a glimpse of what may happen again, but we don't know.